Hi, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Baruch Hashem. Um, where are we up to?
We are up to
Tazayin?
Timer Tezain,
Okay.
page Lamed Ches.
Okay. So we're up. Let's see what we have. These barber ma'amorim hakodmin. Sheisod hakol hu Hashem echad. V'zem b'chayev she'en chiluk ben teva l'malam min ha-teva klal. Hashem's unity means there's no difference between nature and above nature. So ani Hashem b'ker v'oretz. Kodesh Baruch is also in the midst of the land. Derech eretz ein Torah. Ein Torah ein derech eretz. Shtei hanogot tzeilu nechulos lios b'fnei atzman. Understanding that Torah and derech eretz cannot be separated. Yesod hateva hu yesh Hashem kirbenu. The basis of Teva is that there is Hashem in our midst. Tachlis yis Mitzrayim. The purpose is Mitzrayim ha'lebar lames lo'adam yisod zeh was to clarify to a person this fundamental principle. Avili dei dargazu and bring him to this level. Shiuchali snaheg aydei of lebad, and to bring him to the level where he can conduct himself according to nature, which is the ideal state, not as we've said, not the state of nisim. The tivo sh'adam utzelem elokim, and here he stresses that the nature of man is the tzelem elokim, of which the Torah speaks, saying lebadam inam betachlis hakedusha. His tavav, his natures, his natural qualities, I guess, they are, I guess, they're possible of accomplishing. It's possible to use them to accomplish ultimate kedusha. Shabim anu those 12 sheldam. To clarify, he says we're talking about the natural qualities of a person. Take up another saying about his corrupt qualities. The two of Ashkal saying that's a fascinating idea. Corruption of Tuma and corruption are Lamal Min Teva. In other words, they come from man's having a supernatural quality. Animals don't have Tuma and don't have Ashkasa. Because they don't have a soul. The very fact that a person has a soul, and the soul is influenced by other factors, that's what leads to Tuma and Ashkasa. So that's that is just thrown into a parenthesis here, but that's an amazing statement. Tuma and Ashkasa, Hebemis Lamala Minateva. Wow. Badarga Yona, the highest level, Utafka Teva. So when a person lived the ideal natural life, be the highest possible madrega. As Okim Misalech Noach. Noach walked with God. By Avram it says that Avram went in front of Hashem. In other words, he went without Hashem's assistance. Noach required assistance. He pushed Noach along. Avraham was able to fortify himself and go in his sitkus on his own. Perush shel me'elav. What does me'elav mean? U'me'atzmo, on his own. Noach need assistance in all pathways. So Abraham loya came. Shomi said, "Ba'atzmo b'lishum ezer v'stu mimeni yisbarach." It's like ma'aminim me'atzmo, ma'aminim b'lisal tomcha. Okay, so if I just repeated the medrash without explaining it. That makom achar the inyan me'atzmo hu yisalusa dosato. Yisalusa is normally used as a Kabbalistic term, meaning the arousal comes from below. The person initiates his relationship with Hashem, as opposed to by Moshe Rabbeinu, whereas it's Yisalusa de Le'ela. The relationship was initiated by Kodesh Baruch Hu, right? Initiated by Hashem, is a Zusa de Ela, and the shade by the person is a Rusa de Sata. So the truth is that there always has to be some Isarus from below. And we say, Hashem says, Shuba Elai, but Shuba Aleichem. It's true, we say, Hashivenu Hashem Elechem and Shuba. So we have this dialogue with the Kodesh Baruch Hu, how it's supposed to work out. We say that Hashem should come back to us, then we'll come back to him. Hashem says, you come back to me, then I'll come back to you. But in any event, it's always necessary at some point to have a Rusa Dilasata. The Yaris al Pidi Vriad Morzat Sal, basically what the Alter from Kelm says, Matzim David Melch of Hashem, Shomanoch Yoshev Beis HaRozim. I'm sitting in a house of cedars, a palace, Baron Lakim Yoshev in Sochiria, and the Aron is sitting under a tent. Hashem said to him through Nasan, did I ever tell anybody that they have to make a house for me? Not command to make a house. Came to say if that was the primary purpose of Eretz Yisrael to have a Beis Hamikdash. Why is why Hashem never command anybody in the past 480 years since they left Mitzrayim to make a Beis Hamikdash? So the Ramban seems to say that because to have a Beis Hamikdash, there has to be his orus from below. It can't start from above. That arousal from below, there can't be any arousal from above. Even though we can have no concept in the great, so to speak, yearning and will that Hashem had that there should be a Beis Hamikdash, because it's the primary purpose of Eretz Yisrael, of Yerushalayim. It's a place where relationship is the strongest. Nevertheless, the Baruch Hu is waiting for there to be orus from below. If David didn't have this orus, there would be no Beis Hamikdash. You find a similar thing by Yaakov Avinu. Even though the entire merit, the entire existence of the Jewish nation was in that night when he slept at Har Moriah, the way to Lavan, he didn't impede him from going further. Yaakov would not try to go back. Hashem compelled him to go back. And Hashem didn't stop him on his way there. He doesn't pay if his heart doesn't arouse that from Shemayim, they should impede him and make him stop there. So me'atzmo, it means taking the initiative from below, and it's a tremendous basic principle in the creation. These are true and clear words. We can understand this with a certain approach and certain parameters. In short, we can summarize it, we'll give a synopsis as follows. Nature's what a person does through his acts and his activities. Things that things that a person creates or activates have to happen through his own deeds and activities, and other ways they don't happen. It's in like, but in contradistinction to nisim shesham tzad pashlako. That's clear, everybody. Shinam ach v'rak masei Hashem. Only Hashem can generate the nes. Moshe remembers command hachas and far oris. Got a certain status, certain act of nature. They weren't just like a schooler, like they had just a way of invoking the heavenly miracle. They must have been activation mechanisms. Because what do you need a schooler for? What do you need just a token gesture? Should tell him that's necessary for the actual miracle. If Moshe not smit the sea the proper way, well, then the sea would not split. Was that Moshe Rabbeinu with your own boat? There had been actually a shortcoming in Moshe Rabbeinu, a deficit on his part. It's true, Nisim happens with Moshe. Moshe was the shliach of Hashem. But since he was a shliach, even though he was the necessary shliach, it's still as if HaKadosh Baruch is doing everything because he's the shliach, and the deeds of shliach are like are attributed to the mishalech. Piv kepiv is that his mouth is like this mouth, yodo kiyodo, and it's like here and Mizel biro shenachluma. Moshe loya chotzeitz beino lebein mishalcho. They say what it says by Moshe beino nach and Aaron nachluma is an even greater level than when it says by Avraham Avinu that he was offer v'efer, because offer v'efer has substance. Nachluma means no substance. So Moshe Rabbeinu was a shliach with no barriers, with no chatzitza, but he's still a shliach. I guess on the contrary, that makes him more of a shliach. Moshe Avram has the separate distinctiveness. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't. Moshe Rabbeinu is Beinu Bein Meshachol. Chomo Savi Say Hashem. Zani Hashem Kevaris. Which it seems to say that that's a miracle. That's about miracles. Now we have to turn this around, address nature on this basis. Things which begin to a person, we see that he actually does them. They also are an aspect of the Teis Yodcha Yom. What does it mean? A person is like Moshe Rabbeinu when he held the staff over Yamsuf. In nature, all people are shluchim. Nature can only come to fruition through a human being. The miracles of Hashem only come into fruition through a human being in this world. Kal v'chomer, Teva can only come to fruition through a human being in this world. A human being is an agent. He's an agent, shlucha d'rachmana. He's certainly shlucha d'ara. When a person doesn't fulfill everything which is embedded in him, Teva is embedded. On his own, needs assistance from the side. But it's a shortcoming. He did everything on his own. He didn't require the help. That's the highest madrega. Attributed to Hashem, but in this case, it's attributed to Hashem in the manner in which Hashem is manifest in Teva. And to David's activities, there is no not sure it means no ikar. Cloud. I still don't know what he means by that. So okay, so now he's saying that Ani Hashem B'Kerev works both ways, I think. In other words, it's symmetrical. Everything is Hashem, but there's a Hashem coming from Teva and Hashem coming from Nisim. And both require man to activate. and man activates by doing the pulos with teva. Teva doesn't work on its own to accomplish what's supposed to accomplish, and man activates also miracles. The miracles don't come on their own; they have to be activated by a human being. So the interface between Nace on one hand and Teva on the other hand, both of which are Yad Hashem, and this world is Adam, and Adam is the shliach by which all these things happen. And a person is supposed to, on his own initiative, activate these things. This is very deep stuff.
Yes, very, very deep.
Yes. And I have to go to Marv. So let's stop here. We'll pick up from here next week.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Take care.
Well.
Thank you.